and two, stream viewerships in Starcraft. Someone recently posted this beautiful cat along with all the viewers in the morning since a little bit. Whoa, sorry, Fenner, your face got wrecked. There's been more streamers, and Nathanias had some tweets about it. The recipe to make it work to grow a fan base. There's been a lot of competition lately. More streamers are starting to, more Koreans are coming back. And, foreigners are always at it, but more Koreans are coming back. So it's more crowded. There's more to watch. If you prefer watching a Korean that doesn't talk, doesn't have a webcam, well, it's there for you. Personally, I need to buy a second computer so I can record Rain, so that when I stream, when I get off stream, I can watch Rain. Or I need someone to record Rain for me, something like that.
But he's not the new prophet. Why would you watch that guy?
Yeah.
I just need fresh ideas, man.
It's only a round of 8, man. Jesus.
Only a round of 8,
Fucking
Kappa
terrible.
HD. What kind of fucker only gets top 8 in GSL? If you don't at least win, you're a scrub, right? If you don't at least win GSL Code S, you're a scrub.
No, but he won one GSL. He won the OSL back in 2012, and we thought he was the one.
No, he got second in that OSL, didn't he? Mario won it.
Yeah, no, the OSL.
Was this a different OSL?
Yeah, it was a different OSL. It wasn't part of WCS.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but Nathanias, because I know, so we have a lot of different inputs. Like, I used to have a big viewership. Fenner and Iaguz, they stream a lot and they're trying to break in. Nathanias used to stream a lot and had a lot of viewers, just like me. But then he got a real job and he's living the dream. So he's got that shit sorted out. But Nathanias, what are your thoughts on the streaming ecosystem in general?
So, I think it goes without saying, because Desi, you know this, because you're doing the streaming thing. Most people that stream StarCraft, like when we look at this wonderful picture of the heavy breathing cat,
yes,
at least half of those streamers barely stream more than once or twice a week, right? Like,
yes.
The Muslim will have spurts where he'll stream a couple days a week, but I think it goes without saying that his peak viewership was back when he was probably contracted by EG to stream like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very easy to build stream viewership if your stream is good. You just have to stream every day on a schedule that when your stream ends, you're like, hey guys, it's been at least 5 to 7. You have 5 to 7 hour stream, because if you want to do it full time, that's how you do it. But if you're not willing to make a full time commitment to streaming, like, you shouldn't complain, because there's going to be people that don't want to watch you full time if there's other people on at the same time as you, like on any other day, right? So like, oh, I watched him on Monday. The person might come back on Monday at the same time, be like, oh, I was just watching this guy's stream. Is he on again? Like, no. Okay, well, either I don't watch anyone because the guy I wanted to see isn't there, or I watch someone else. And then obviously that viewer number isn't going to build to you. So maintaining a consistent schedule, like when I was building my viewership before I even was in before I even made it into the top 500 Master Leaguers, and before I cast anything and anyone knew who I was, I just streamed consistently every day for 6 to 7 hours a day. I did it full time, and I built up a really good viewer base of 300, 400 viewers at a time, when I could be streaming at the same time as the Muslim when he had 5,000 viewers. And for someone small who's not known and doesn't have any results, that's not bad. And some days I would get up to 500, and it was only because I streamed every day, and you talk to your viewers, you try not to give something boring. Because you can literally watch anybody play StarCraft at a Master League level, and you won't understand what they're doing anyway if you're a noob, right? We want to be entertained. So the biggest thing is consistency, because there's nobody right now outside of I think Winter and maybe Destiny that stream regularly enough. Even Destiny still pulls good viewers because he streams a lot. But he has his own kind of viewer base. But that's the Winter story. Because as much as people like to hate on him, he's been cleared as far as all of the allegations of whatever go. Yeah. He's been cleared by high up people in Twitch. Parting could be, but what the problem is? People, I could say if Parting streamed 5 days a week for at least 5 hours of each of those days, then yeah, he could build a super fucking big viewership, and then naturally with things like hosting or people, just residual viewership, clicking on the tab to look at other StarCraft streams, like that could help build the scene. That like it helps build the streaming scene because people suddenly realize that there are actually streams to watch again. But you know, and I know, and anybody with half a brain in the Starcraft scene knows that as soon as Party gets picked up by a team and he announces he's going to play in any league or whatever, he's not going to stream. He's going to have like like every single good streamer does it, where everyone's like, "Oh man, I love your stream." Like Grubby streams for like 6 days a week for like 2 weeks, and everyone's super hyped. And then you just don't see Grubby stream for a long time. You're just like, well, Grubby's not streaming this week. He hasn't streamed like 5 days. I'm gonna stop checking Twitch. I'm gonna go do some other shit or watch some League of Legends streamer that reminds me of Grubby. And then all of a sudden, that guy doesn't even open up the Starcraft section of Twitch anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like people don't think about these things. But that kind of stuff has a big impact. We need more full-time streamers.
I was just thinking we need more 4GGs.
Yeah.
That motherfucker does not stop streaming.
Well, the
like
only
even if
problem
he's got
with
WCS,
4G
he's
is him switching who his provider is for streaming.
Oh yeah, that was
oh god, Daily Motion. Oh god.
Having a big fan base is always going to be having a big fan base that likes you for a long time. I think will always be better than making maybe 50% more money, unless you're like literally like on the verge of being kicked out of where you live. At which point, you're playing video games. Like maybe there's other stuff that you can do to help with that problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different goals. Like, I'm not sure. I might be wrong, I guess, but I don't think you stream to make it big. You just sort of do it for the hobby, do you?
It's kind of fun.
Did you like? Are you trying to?
If I ever became a full-time streamer that got like a good amount of cash for it, it would probably be by accident.
Yeah. And what about you,
Like
Fenner?
I just turned on my stream one day, and oh look, now I'm almost wealthy.
Yeah. What about you, Fenner? I know you tried the schedule thing. I don't know if you're still doing it.
No. I think I can add to what Nathanias said about the consistency, because like 3 months ago maybe, I started streaming like literally every day, 8 hours at least. I was even doing more than 8 hours on some days, and I was just streaming a shitload. So, and I started with like 50 viewers when I started doing that, and then like 1 to 2 months later, I got up to like 200, 250 just through consistency. But then I was going to Redbull, so I was like, and I was playing really bad, so I was like, I'm going to take a week off from streaming. I want to get good for Redbull. So I did that, and then I came back from Redbull. I took like another week off. And just that time that I wasn't streaming, I felt like I lost a lot of viewers. Like I was building up like 200, 250 every day. I took a 2-week break. And then I came back and I've got like 100 views. I'm like, have you already left me, guys? So like the consistency matters so much. So I'm trying to get back into the consistency again.
Yeah. Just like look at people who, my favorite example is Lethal Frag, who was a complete absolute nobody, and then decided one day he was going to stream every single day for 2 years. And he just played games and had fun. And he was just consistent enough that enough people were like, oh, this guy's cool. And now suddenly he's like a full-time streamer that makes a living doing it, and obviously you enjoy what you do, but it was, and he did it purely off of, like he's just a regular-looking guy like any one of us with a wonderful beard, but he did it all off of purely being a consistent streamer that had like a positive attitude. Like that was literally it. Like, it's not rocket science to build a stream. But that also comes into other things. Like some days I used to hurt my stream a lot. Before I got the casting gigs, I was like stressed out all the time. So I would stream, and then I would.
Oh yeah, I saw some of those. God, that was painful.
Wait,
we don't have really bad days. Well, no, like sometimes you like rage. I haven't done it in like my streams the last couple of weeks, so my viewership's gotten like, I think probably like stupidly high considering how much I stream. But that's also because on days I'm not streaming, and obviously I've been like on event streams and stuff, so people recognize my name. But it's like. If to build a stream, all you need is a consistent schedule and a consistent product. If someone opens your stream and you're known for being ragey, you can make that play into your hands, right? Like there are people that tune into Idris' stream solely to watch him tell other people to kill themselves and get cancer and all that shit. And obviously those aren't nice things to say to people, but you actually build maybe a couple hundred people that are literally just sitting there with the screenshot button ready to capture whatever moment of brilliance Idra brought that day. And then on the other hand, there's people that tune into Winter's stream not because he's good at StarCraft, but because they know that they're going to be able to listen to some guy's thoughts about StarCraft who maybe they feel they can relate to better than Jadong, who's blaring K-pop and not even, okay, maybe you talk in the chat in between games, but you're not giving anybody consistent, fulfilling entertainment, which in the 21st century, that's all we want as awful human beings.
I think that's the second thing as well. You bring the consistency, and then if you've got something unique as well,
yeah, the
then
content
people are going to come
has
for
to
that.
be consistent too. Yeah, you can't stream every day, and one day your stream is you being really happy and positive. You're not playing music. You're talking to your stream a lot, and you're yeah, guys, this is a really good day. Even though I lost all my games, everybody feels like they learned something. And then the next day,
you break out
you're
the
playing,
dubstep.
you're breaking out emo rock music. You you put some weird eyeliner shit on, and you're telling all your opponents that they're horrible words I can't say on stream or I'll lose my job. Things like that. And then your viewers are just this is not the reason why I came back. I came back because I liked what I saw, not because I wanted something so different that if my parents walk in the room, they're going to unplug my internet. Shit like that.
Yeah,
I think it's funny how every time a Korean leaves the pro team, it's just so when can we expect your stream?
Yeah. I was
That's
expecting.
probably why there are a lot of streams now.
Yeah, I was expecting Rain or Parting to wait a bit before they stream. I feel it's working out for Parting, but I feel if he waited a little bit and just made the announcement with the team, I feel that's a selling point to a team. Be I'm one of the most famous Koreans. If I stream, I'll have 3K viewers. A little bit I think it was Jadong the first time he streamed when he was with EG. It was 10K, 11K, Flash as well. I feel if you prep it more, than just oh guys, alright, now he's featured, he just made his account, just go watch him, if there's no hype behind it. There's few ways to go about it. Nathanias, if you have to give an advice, because obviously there's different kind of streamers, right? There's the winter, low master, mid master, not a pro by any means, and then you have the pro players, which are good, so it's easier to attract viewers at the beginning. But if you had to give an advice to pro players to make their stream, besides the schedule, besides the consistency, if you had to give them a word of advice, should they bronze to master and just tell everything they know? Should they do replay analysis? What should they do, you think?
It's really hard to give recommendations to actual pro gamers because streaming isn't something that a pro gamer should do unless it's contractually required for them to maintain their existence. Honestly,
if you just want to be good at the game, the worst thing you can do is stream.
Yeah, because
the worst thing you can do is
all you do is add unnecessary pressure to practice games, right? That shouldn't matter, but all of a sudden it's people are watching me. So I don't want to lose, and it might seem it's you get trained for pressure situations, but it's it's obviously it's not the same as playing in a real tournament or on a stage, right? And then you have I guess for Koreans it doesn't matter as much, but there's the volatility of that random guy in Twitch chat that just says dumb shit to piss you off and manages to succeed. We all have those days.
Oh yeah, fuck those guys.
Where someone gets under your skin and it's yo, why don't you split better? And it's well, it's that's a really interesting question. I would have also liked to have split much better and not lost 20 Marines to 3 Banelings as my Widow Mines killed all my own medevacs. Yeah. But for a Korean to have a good stream, get rid of your music, right? Nobody there's very few people in America. There are very few scenes mainstream in America as far as K-pop goes. I haven't heard of I've been walking around. When I go to the mall, I might hear some stuff, some pop music or Ariana Grande.
Baby.
Yeah, I've never walked through the mall and all of a sudden everybody's bring the boys out, shit like that. It doesn't happen. So that also shouldn't happen on your stream if you want people that aren't Korean to watch your stream.
Okay. Yeah. So, Fenner, final thoughts on the streaming ecosystem?
I don't know, man. If you want to be a big streamer, then you stream consistently. You have something unique to bring to the table. whatever it may be. That's quite hard to come up with sometimes. Like I think
Well,
the biggest one was
You have it
the
easy,
biggest one
man.
was
You
like
have the accent. But I'm sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, he does.
I don't know if that's something unique. But like the biggest one is quite a long time ago. Is like the Dragon Troll games. That was something unique, and Dragon got huge from that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So just I don't know, something unique. It's hard to say what it could be because
Yeah.
if I know what it is, then it's not unique.
Yeah, I tried to do that troll games, but I'm not as retarded as Dragon, so it was really hard to commit to making really stupid strategies. What about you, Haggis? Any final thoughts on the streaming ecosystem?
I don't know. I get more people to watch my stream. That's my comment.
Well, your turn. I feel like Terrans always get more love than any other race.
That's because for the longest time there were no Terran streams.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if the funny thing is, if all the viewers that left because all the good streamers stopped came back for maybe like 1 week when Legacy of the Void comes out and they see like how many more Terran streams and stuff there are, like it could be, you know, like there's going to be another big opportunity to try to catch and hold a lot of viewers, but the
Yes.
problem will always remain that like when J-Dunk started streaming, like he streamed for a week and it was like really awesome. Then he just stopped streaming and it's like, well, all the people that come to watch him that give us that extra 3,000 viewers in the whole list of channels, you know, it would honestly it would be the same thing for any other game if Crip didn't stream for like 3 weeks for no reason at all.
Yeah, like fucking Trump goes on
like-
vacation for him.
Like right now, for example, I'm just gonna take like a really quick look at the game directory. Like you look
Crip's
at
actually a
Hearthstone,
really good example.
Trump.
'Cause he
Like Trump
streams
is
like a madman.
Trump and Crip are like always streaming. Like Trump is streaming right now and he's got like 25,000 viewers. If Trump doesn't have his stream on, do you honestly think all 25,000 of those viewers will 100% go watch other Hearthstone streams? Fuck no. Like that's just how it works. You have someone who's really consistent, who has a good consistent product, and obviously everybody likes this guy, otherwise they wouldn't watch him. So all he needs to do is keep delivering that good product, and more people will tune in. You'll slowly build it up. But as long as he doesn't go away and disappear for like a couple of weeks or something stupid, then he'll always be able to maintain his loyal audience that wakes up, makes their coffee, and says, "Oh, I wonder if Trump is on right now." Like, boom. As long as they don't start answering that question in their heads with a, "Oh, he's probably not on because he hasn't streamed for a few days." As long as your viewers aren't telling themselves that, then you're in an okay place.
I don't think there's actually anyone in SE2 who streams as much as Crip. Maybe Winter, but
No.
definitely no one else.
There's a reason.
Winter streams as much as Crip.
There's a reason why Winter is successful, and it has 100% to do with whether or not whether or not like people that play on a high level like him. Winter will, if you like his stream, you will almost always be able to watch it whenever you're on to watch streams. That's the most important part, because you won't tune into Winter's stream and see something that
Well, that's debatable. Like, he streams, like, from midnight European time to, like...
Yeah, but the thing is, anybody who if he streams at those times like reasonably consistently, then if you're the kind of person that watches streams at midnight in Europe, then you will always have a midnight stream on to watch.
Yeah, I agree. So a few final thoughts before we move on to the viewer questions, which will be short because we've talked a lot. For those that weren't there in 2013 when Art of the Swarm came out, a lot of people, they think like Starcraft was super huge, and it kind of was. Every day you had Grubby, the Muslim, Idra sharing about 5,000 to 8,000 viewers, sometimes each, throughout the day, and they just, one would stop, one would start, one would stop, one would start. And it was really like the trio, like Grubby, Idra, the Muslim. Those were the big three. And when WCS came out, they were like, oh shit, Adblock is owning my ass. I'm not making as much money. And then they all their viewers, or all their hours per month started going down. And ever since, StarCraft has struggled. And people say, oh, the game's boring. Oh, I like Dota. Oh, I like CSGO, League of Legends. But yeah, at the end of the day, consistent will help the game viewer-wise. So if you want to make it, do that. Also, one thing we haven't talked about is the hosting. I feel like if you can build a network of, if you can bring something to the table that someone has more viewers than you, and then they can host you for whatever reason, and then you can somehow give it back, it can go a long way. Just because people don't like change. So sometimes, breaking your ass and trying to discover a new stream on a Friday night is not something you're going to do. But if you're watching your favorite streamer and he hosts someone that he's friend with that you might, even heard on Skype with him on stream, there's not a lot of interactions in between stream. There's not a lot of hosting yet. But I feel like that could be something that would help moving forward. Nathanias, final thoughts?
Yeah, hosting, big deal. I mentioned this earlier. WCS Europe hosts WCS America, right? You're not doubling the amount of viewers. You're not going to give all 50,000 views, however many of them might have overlapped anyway. But you're going to give something, and you're going to let people know that that's on in case, because there are always that guy in the chat that's like, oh, I didn't even know WCS America was on today, right? Even though Europe just said we're going to be hosting these guys. So hosting, big deal. There are people. The networking thing is another big point. There are people that I will always host if they're on when I'm done streaming, and there are people that host. There are people that host me all the time. Yeah, I've hosted Fenner. I think Fenner's hosted me. Base Trade is really good about this.
Base Trade is very generous.
Base Trade, they always host, and it's like they get nothing from it. They're literally saving esports.
Yes.
And actually, Winter almost always hosts. Winter has hosted me a few times. Obviously,
yeah, that's where my biggest viewer days have been from Winter hosting.
Yeah, so Winter has actually helped out a lot by making sure to always host people. So, and it's really crazy because, and this is the one reason why I will never give up on the Starcraft streaming scene. As many bad things as people will say, when someone like Winter hosts me, and I stream for another like 2 or 3 hours. Like, I check my spam box, because that's where my emails from Twitch go, because I just get too many. Like, you get, like, an email every time someone follows you, right? And I like to use... I don't turn those emails off, because I like to gauge metrics on this stuff.
Oh, really?
And I open my spam... I open it, and I'm like, I've been streaming, I've been in StarCraft for a really long time, but it turns out, like, 500 people followed me on Twitch today. So there are 500 people that had never seen my stream before, and like there's some guy in the chat, like I just asked, like while I'm streaming, like, so I know Winter hosted me, is there anybody here that hasn't seen my stream before, doesn't know who I am? And there's a bunch of people that are like first time enjoying stream, like host, like it just sounds so ridiculous, right? Because in this, but the thing is that would happen for anybody because there's just so many people that like certain streamers and don't watch other streamers, so. Like you can really do a good job of germinating the stream pollens all over StarCraft by making good use of hosting.
Yeah. So a few people are asking in chat what is hosting. Basically, you type /host, the channel name, and what it will do is once you close your stream, because you're planning on closing your stream anyway, what it does is it brings all your viewers to the stream. But it keeps your viewers and your own chat. So that's something you can do for WCS EU. If you're streaming before a tournament you have to play in, then you host their stream, and then you're like, all right, guys, I'll be like playing in that tournament in 5 minutes. So it really helps out. And with that, viewer questions. I'll try to go through quickly because I know my guests, we didn't take a break, so no one is peed. So I don't know if you guys are going to kill me when you're a 60-year-old and your bladder fails you, but questions. All right, Red Bull. Okay, Tempo says likes the guests. Zerg Talk is a bonus. Any interesting stream viewer perspective compared to being at the venue? Iaguz, Fenner. We'll start with Iaguz. What did you think of Red Bull as a stream viewer? Did you get nerd chills from the crowd and stuff?
A little bit. I mean, I usually don't hate me, Nathanias, but I usually listen to streams with the sound muted. I just watch the game.
Sorry. Dude, I do the same thing. I totally understand.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm honestly just there for the games. I mean, it did look like a pretty good event though. And like honestly, I barely go to events anyway. So.
What about
I'm really the best person to ask here.
Oh, okay. What about you, Fenner?
I mean, it's the highest quality production value of any stream. It's a 6th stream. But with that said, I love being at the event.
Yeah.
Like the most fun I've had is being at MLG Anaheim, being at Red Bull, Detroit, being in with the crowd. It just makes it so much better with the atmosphere. You feel everything, and just hanging out with everyone is so much better as well. You just got people to share it with, and it's it's a lot more enjoyable like that. So I would say being at the event is a lot more exciting, even though the stream is like the best of any stream that's been for any
I will
tournament
actually
because
say
of the
this.
production value.
I will say this about Red Bull stream: there was very little downtime between games and series.
Yeah.
Yes, this is something I wanted to touch on. I think we were hoping that the viewers would like this. There's been a couple of really cool things that we've slowly built in over the course of the event. I don't know if any of you guys watched the first BattleGrounds North America qualifiers, but we were running like a 720p stream, 30 FPS. It like looked okay. Like we had some cool graphics and stuff, and then the Rebel overlay got built in. I pushed. I was like, if we can, like 60 FPS is like really sick for 720. It's better than 1080/30 for most stream viewers, especially people that chat. They won't full screen it anyway, so the extra resolution doesn't really do anything. But for this event itself, like building up everything, the big goal was, like when we were talking about it pre-show, production-wise, was no downtime. I think safe to say, like there was one PC issue that we didn't even cut to a commercial break for at the very beginning of day one, I think, or like the second match. Kier had some sort of issue or something. But like outside of that, we didn't have breaks, which leads into the other thing that you guys, if those of you that saw me like IEM, I like to sit in the crowd in between matches. But we did not get any breaks either. we were just like running in between matches. So hopefully it looked good and smooth because everybody busted their ass a bit more than we expected to that weekend to make it happen.
Was it okay? Was it like, would you do it again?
For the quality of it, yeah. For me, it's because it's Red Bull though, right? If it's MLG, then you're going to be doing. If you had to do that shit until like 2 a.m. because they play 100 games in a day, like no, then that's completely unacceptable. But like Red Bull has also always had a really good job of pacing. Yeah, Red Bull always does a good job of pacing things. Like I don't know why. Like I asked them once about it, and they mentioned something about like following like laws about actual people who work real jobs. So running an 11 a.m. to like 6 or 8 o'clock production was like they're like, this is something that people should kind of expect. And we showed up at the venue at like 8. We show up at 8 a.m. and we left at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So it's like a 12-hour day for us. And obviously once we start the show at 11, we don't get breaks to really run around or do anything because we have to watch all the games when we're not casting anyway, since whoever isn't casting is always on analysis afterwards to talk about the game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's Mr. Better, man. He's got a good whip because he's the one running the show, right? So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they treat us so well. I don't like everything is like super nice anyway. Like they constantly have people like running and asking and making sure that we need stuff, like it's all taken care of. So not having breaks isn't as bad when if you need something, like someone will always be ready to get it for you. They have like 2 guys on standby the whole tournament in case a player needs like a bottle of water or anything. I'm sure you guys saw, like sometimes I saw in like the camera shots, like our admin running up and like giving water because the player just says like if anyone needs anything, it's taken care of very quickly.
So props to Red Bull. Moving on to another question from Rifkin, this time on Reddit. Iaguz, sorry. You've always been a pretty good Terran player in Australia, but leaving the pond, so to speak, and entering the bigger ocean. Okay, the bigger. Okay, fuck, I can't do that word. Alright, so.
Oceania.
Okay, so of entering WCS, what do you think has contributed most to your success? Better internet connection, latency to other ladders for practice, team house environment, etc. ?
Well, the team house environment is good for practice. I practice a lot better when I'm at the root house as opposed to home. But other than that, like I don't know, man. I just finally got good.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to attribute it to. I mean, if you practice for long enough, you get good.
It's the consistency again.
Yeah. A little bit like
That's what we tell
right?
ourselves.
A little bit like Petraeus.
Yeah.
You both have been practicing a lot, and
even Petraeus got even better.
Than you? You've had better results. And WCS wise. Come on, man.
I guess I don't know if you missed the memo.
He's beaten me in quite a few
supposed
qualifiers. Like,
you're not supposed to get into the top 16 in case you missed that memo. You're not Korean. All right.
Okay.
So you broke the rules this season.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Nathanias.
All right. Moving on to another question. Nathanias, what's your favorite matchup to play right now versus which is your favorite matchup to watch and why?
I like to play Terran versus Zerg a little bit more, mostly because, and this is entirely because
of Widow Mines.
No, not as big of a fan of the Widow mines. I build more of them recently, but usually mines aren't what win me games. My win rate in TVT is my highest. Just to put that together, my TVP is at 50%. My TvZ is at like 48%. But I lost TvZ really hard the last like couple months. Like I just sucked at it, and my splits were terrible. And I was talking to Snoot and Bunny, and they were like, "Your mouse DPI is too high." So I lowered it, and my splits have actually gotten a lot better since
How much was it?
Oh yeah, I did that
I was
too.
playing. I was
DPI.
Yeah, I was playing
That's
at
how you win
1600.
OCS 900
Yeah,
DPI.
I was playing at 1600 DPI, and then I just like in the course of 2 weeks, I just went cold turkey down to 900, which is what Bunny told me to do, and my splits got a lot better. And then I started like winning TvZ a lot more because I just split my shit and it worked. So
Yeah.
that's why I've been enjoying it. It's made the matchup so much easier when I actually can click on my Marines.
Just
What
a little.
DPI are you on now, Iaguz?
900.
900?
Oh.
Why? Why not 800?
Oh, I mean, I guess
I
you can
guess
go down
it's
more,
more
but
consistent.
you still got to be able to move around the screen fast, right?
Yeah, I know. Just a little note for new players or players that don't know. In StarCraft 2, at least, very few pro players will have a high DPI, and it helps an injury, and it helps you being more precise. Sure, you have to move your arm a lot and your hand a lot, but it's just better in general. So just a little note. Next question, Fenner. So do you use a stick or what to beat away all the ladies? Wait, as I get more in some... Okay. Fuck you, Rifkin. Alright, moving on. Sorry, Fenner. That was a retarded question.
No, there was a real question at the end of that. He starts with a joke and then there's a
Okay,
real
okay.
Jesus.
serious
Roach,
question though.
yeah. Roach versus Roach is the most boring shit ever. Your thoughts? Because a lot of people say
So
that.
true.
Do you think Roach versus Roach
Oh,
is the
man.
most boring thing ever? What are your thoughts? Because people say that a lot. Like this thing.
It depends what... I guess sometimes it can be boring, but I don't know. I think there's more to it than a lot of people see, man. Usually, though, it comes down to who gets the best opener, and then someone just rolls over the roaches. But if you actually get to the point where people go 5-guess roach, and then they start burrowing shit around, I think it's exciting. Like, there's always engagements going on in different positions. It comes down to who can move the roaches around the best.
Yeah.
Like, it's boring in terms of what's on the screen, but...
Yeah. But it's like
if you're thinking
Swarmos. It's like Swarmos, right? There's like so much that goes into it, but if you don't know,
Yeah.
it just looks boring.
Yeah, I think it can look boring on the screen, but there's actually a lot going on. Like, they'll be burrowing roaches to 3 different bases and trying to defend 3 different bases at the same time. But I can see how it can look boring on the screen, because it's just roaches going psh, psh, pretty much.
Alright, I'm trying to scroll through some of the questions. Alright, let's see if there's anything left on Reddit. I think we might have done it, guys. What?
Yeah. More of you people should ask questions. There's like 800 people that watched, or at least max concurrent. More of you people should have.
Yeah, listen. This is a good question. What do you guys think about the distribution of tournaments throughout the year? Too much overlap, or is it fine? Because some people might not know, but the tournament season, at least NNA, doesn't start until like June, outside of WCS. And even in EU, like, there's not a lot of things going on, like maybe like one IEM, and like Remax, they start like around April-ish. So it's like very packed, and sometimes there's a lot back-to-back weekend of tournaments. Nathanias, do you think there's too much overlap?
Not really. I just wish just everything was scheduled better. I think things are scheduled better. Obviously, it's really dumb for me to answer this question because my job comes from there being tournaments.
Yeah.
But as far as overlap goes, people don't really, I think, appreciate enough that there are different scenes within StarCraft. There is a North American scene, as much as people will joke or whatever. There's a European scene, and they all watch shit at different hours. So just because there's StarCraft going on 16 hours straight doesn't mean half the people watching all of it, even if the viewer count aren't different, doesn't mean that half the people don't go to sleep at some point and the other half wake up to watch the other stuff, right? And I think unless you're Husky or Total Biscuit, VODs have not been known to pull the same number of individual hits as a live stream. Like, just saying. So I don't think it's that bad. The only problem is when you have dumb shit happen, like DreamHack Valencia was on the same weekend as like IM Shenzhen, which is just like I said, scheduling. And I think it's really silly if anyone ever conflicts with DreamHack because they put their schedule for 2015 and maybe 2016 is already available on their website. Like you already know when those dates are.
Oh, they announced for StarCraft 2?
They announce all their events like a year and a half in advance. The date for DreamHack Summer and Winter next year are like already available somewhere on their website.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's like stuff like that. Whereas WCS, the dates were only released on the final day of round of 16 for round of 8, and even I didn't know what the exact dates were because they got changed for insert reason here, which I think is the only problem with tournaments that complicates shit like that.
Yeah. Well, IEM always struggles trying to do conventions, but they're trying to move out of that a little bit with San Jose. But yeah, last question, a very interesting one, and fuck you, Dane, for thinking I wasn't reading Reddit, Twitter, because I was. The last question was from Twitter. Says, as e-personalities, are you ever scared to meet particular fans based on how they interact with you online? Fenner.
Yes. Yes, but I can't.
Oh.
I can't say names, right?
No, obviously not. You don't want to shame someone, but you can be like
I don't know.
vague about.
Like some,
go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, like some people just come off like really awkward, and I don't know, you don't really want to meet someone who's a bit awkward. But usually it's fine. Like, I don't know. There's not much to say about it. I think everyone would feel the same. It's like if someone's being weird online, you're not too comfortable about meeting them. But
So-
I probably would anyway, because
But have you met someone who you thought like, holy shit, what's gonna happen, and then it went out to be good?
no.
No. Right. What about you, Iaguz? Any fans at MLG, Australia scene?
I can't. No, nothing like weird has really happened like that. I don't know. So I ain't afraid of you, internet people.
Oh, with a beard like that, I hope so. Nathanias.
Oh no, everybody's pretty chill. People are more shy in person, right? So
Yeah.
I might have like a nice exchange with somebody on Twitter. Like some guy was asking me about like what people were going to be hanging out, and in other instances, I've had experiences that I thought were going to be like disappointing, turned out to be awesome. There was this guy. I guess it's not bad to shout him out because it was a good experience. This guy like on like Twitter, like Archnog or whatever, who was like at Atlanta, I guess, and I didn't really have a chance to talk to him. And then he like shows up at this event, and he's like just a super fucking baller. Like he made it seem like we were gonna like party and hang out and stuff, and I was like, oh cool. And then he actually turns out to just be like a really chill fucking dude that we hung out with before the after party when the event was over. But I've never met anybody that I only knew online for a while and been like, oh man, do I need to be worried or concerned? Everybody's pretty chill, but let's be real. Like most of us, we exaggerate certain characteristics of ourselves when we're on the internet, and especially when you're an anonymous person in Twitch chat telling me that you're a young, beautiful Korean attack helicopter that wants to marry me. You might just be a regular guy in real life.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, because I mean it's different. Like because a lot of people they're they're fans, they're not pros, and so from a pros point of view, you're not always gonna be with pros. Sometimes you'll end up. I remember in MLG like. There was a girl that came with QXC and we had no fucking clue. We thought like she was a friend or whatever. She just followed QXC and she was eating at the table with us. And then like after the meal we were like, so who was that girl? And then Huck apparently like gave her to QXC and then she followed QXC back to us at HiOp. So sometimes you have like interesting scenarios like that. But no, most people are cool. Personally, my experience was rooming with a guy from 4chan. Back when I didn't know 4chan had like regular people, I was skeptical, and then so that was mostly that. But no, most people are cool, and that wraps up the show, guys. We went overboard, and our bladders will explode for the greater good of esports. That's saving esports right there for real. So final shout outs. Basically, what these gentlemen are going to be up to in the upcoming weeks. Any tournaments, any online cups. That you want to go cheer for them. Iaguz, what's coming up for you, buddy?
the MSI beta thing in tournament in Taiwan.
In Taiwan?
November 1 and 2.
Oh, so right before
I'm
BlizzCon.
basically practicing for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it
Practicing for that.
big tournament? 16 players? 8 players?
Yeah. I can't remember. It's like 12 or 16.
Okay, cool.
The current player list is me, Blisk, Ender, Hyun, First, Solar,
Oh.
Journey. The third guy to make it out of the Korean qualifiers, who I can't remember.
So what you're saying is you're going to become the new foreigner hope after that tournament?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright.
I don't know who won the American qualifiers.
And when do you usually stream?
Whenever I feel like it.
Alright,
But-
so, yeah.
I don't know, usually from like 2 p.m. to somewhere between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Alright.
Pacific.
Alright, cool.
Pacific Standard Time, I think it is.
I watched your stream. You had really interesting music. So if you guys want to watch Ball Return, try to live the dream, check out his stream. Fenner, what's coming up for you?
I'm just gonna be streaming a shitload. I'm gonna be making a shitload of Swarm hosts as well. So if you like Swarm hosts, don't hate, man. If you guys like Swarm hosts and you like Zerg, check out
If
my
you like
stream.
watching a streamer whose opponents rage a lot, watch Fenner's stream.
Yes.
Your highlight video,
That's
your
a
Swarm
good-
host highlight video.
Oh
is-
yeah.
Like if you release a weekly Swarm host highlight video with a link to your stream right under the video player, like
Oh yeah.
that will blow your viewership. People will be like, they will join your stream just to watch people tell you to get cancer, just because. That's how the internet is.
Yeah. But yeah, the best way to find that stuff is go to my website, danielfenner.com. Look up at the top right. It's got like links for Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So easy
Wow.
life.
Look at you. You want to do the rude sponsor shoutouts for Iaguz and you? Take one for the team.
Sure. We're sponsored by TT Esports, esports clothing, and V3 Gaming.
Right. Awesome.
And Twitch.
And
Nice.
Twitch.
Nice. Nathanias, with your handsome Redbull BattleGround cap. What's next for you?
I'm flying tomorrow to Stockholm, Sweden to commentate the DreamHack Open. There are 24 Koreans playing in this one, and half of them are Kespa players that are desperate for some WCS points, so it's going to be super stacked. You should watch, and I'm going to just be a little bit more chill since DreamHack has no problem with me spiking my coffee in the morning and shitting on In Control. So, well,
Wait,
in a fun way.
how do you spike your coffee?
Let's put some Baileys in it, man. I don't know. Anyway, my point is it's going to be a fun tournament. And then, of course, I'm going to be doing WCS America Finals on October 11
and 12, yeah.
and 12.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of other shit that hasn't been announced yet. So
Okay, awesome. So make sure to follow him on Twitter to know what he's going to be up to for his announcements and stuff. Personally, myself, I have a Copa match next week, so I'll be practicing a lot for that. I'm playing Gym Rising, going to Peru in November after BlizzCon, and I just try to stream every day. I have been streaming for 4 days in a row, which is my biggest streak in like 6 months. So believe the hype, don't jinx it. Make sure there's a Liquipedia page if you want to catch up on shows. MP3s come out a day later. The VODs come out an hour after the show. If you want to support the show when I post on Reddit, leave a question. That really helps. And hopefully I don't get banned for that. And yeah, thank you for watching the show, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, you guys, for coming on and talking about with me and not taking a break. I guess despite Nathanias breaking 10,000 followers on Twitter, he's not a diva just yet. We're lucky, guys. We hit a good window. So have a good night, everyone. Thank you, guys.